Hi, my name is Madison Gilbert, and I will be discussing my research paper for Professor Poe in the class BE 170A1. My topic was Spanish-speaking countries struggle with water, since my major is Spanish and since this class is about water and our planet. What is water security? Water security is having a reliable source of water that is not only safe to drink, but is accessible as well. This is something that many Spanish-speaking countries don't have and have struggled with for quite some time. This problem is even more concerning in these countries because of the lack of help from the government. Therefore, when thinking about water security in Latin America, it is important to categorize this issue into 4 different sections: the population that is being impacted, contamination of the water, current reforms, and what could happen in the future. The population of people in Latin America that are affected is extremely large. Some of the lack in water security is due to climate change in countries such as Argentina, Chile, and Brazil, while other countries such as Panama and Honduras have had water stress for years without an exterior influence. This figure, completed by Luis Carlos Rangel Suarez and his research team, illustrate inequities in accessible water and where they lie. In fact, Suarez and his team even state that 15.41% of Latin America and the Caribbean are still without water assistance. As one can see, the amount of people, especially in rural communities, are in water jeopardy. And if this water problem isn't taken care of, then the health-related hazards that come with water scarcity will continue to affect more of the populations as well. As stated previously, many health hazards come with water scarcity, since the water tends to be contaminated in rural areas. Water that isn't purified has a multitude of bacteria, which can cause severe stomach aches and can kill almost 2 million people per year. One of the most shocking facts is that those who are contaminated with waterborne illnesses stay in half of the hospital beds throughout the world. This contamination comes from things such as cattle wading in the same water and high concentrations of pollution from cities. Even when water is accessible in Spanish-speaking countries, it can still become contaminated through the pipes, making this issue extremely difficult to fix. The governmental groups throughout Latin American countries have varying opinions of what they believe is the best plan to help with improving their water security. Unfortunately, this leads to none of their issues being truly solved. One of the major concerns in Spanish-speaking countries is water privatization, which according to Terrorist, Oliveira, and Dwinell, is when water is under private ownership, making it so specific people are in control of this resource, thus leading to other parts of the population having little to no access to it. This makes water to be a source of power in Latin America in political groups and social movements. There are some water movements trying to fight against privatization and seek recovery for their communities, but only some have been successful. For the future of Spanish-speaking countries, it is essential for the government and movements to come together in order to make water clean and accessible to both rural and urban communities. Based on Terrorist and his team's research, it is necessary for these communities to have radical political movements to help solve these water-related issues. These political movements can then influence the state governments to disassociate water from power. Overall, if change isn't made in Latin America, then diseases and deaths will continue to increase and societies will be prohibited from advancing. Spanish-speaking countries face a variety of struggles in regards to water within their rural and urban communities. Even though it will be a challenge, in order to fix this issue that causes millions of deaths and illnesses, state and social groups must collaborate together to create effective reforms. The time is now to make a change within these countries and can be done so by looking at their demographics being affected, water contaminations, reforms, and what their future should include in terms of fixing their water-related issues. This is also my reference page. Thank you.